Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing today? Sorry that I'm going a little later than, well, I can't guarantee when I will go live in these groups, to be honest with you. I'll do my best to be consistent with it, but with doing the live videos, I'm going to try that out, but with doing live videos, it can be kind of unpredictable since I'm home with my daughter. Um, every day is different. So, but I do want to try to do at least videos. I will attempt to go live most days, but I'd like to do videos because I want to kind of give you guys like an inside look into, how I do things and how I manage to stay on track. I just want to start off by saying that I am by no means perfect. Let's just get that straight right out of the right at the beginning. I have my my good days, my bad days. Um, I am not. I don't eat super healthy. 100% of the time. I find that if you try to do something too much and you try to be perfect all the time, then you end up depriving yourself and then you want those other things even more. So, there are a lot of ways that I manage to stay on track. Planning is one of them, and that's kind of what I want to talk about now, kind of give you guys like a little bit of a high level look into planning. Planning for your week with meals and all of that, that's like the upfront part of this. We're talking about prep this week and how to prep on the weekends or whenever your weekend is to stay on track with healthy eating throughout the week. Um, Planning is what has to happen before that. That's a whole nother group. The poll that we put out there, everybody wanted to more. The majority of people really wanted to hear more about prepping. So that's what this is going to be about. But I still feel like it's important to talk about the importance of planning. So basically, like every and I'm sorry if it gets a little bouncy at times, but basically I have a Google Calendar, and on my Google Calendar I have like planned out times of the week where I plan for the following week. So I have like an hour set aside on Thursdays where I meal plan for the upcoming week. Now, it might not be my nitty gritty detailed meal plan, but it's at least my dinners, because what I like to do is I like to plan my dinners first. And then I kind of build the rest of my day and what I'm going to eat around that. So my dinners, and then I know I'm always going to drink my Shakeology, typically every morning for breakfast or maybe lunch, depending on the day. So that way I can say, okay, I'm going to be eating, some protein, some vegetables, some carbs at dinner. And then my Shakeology, I know I'm going to be having some protein and some fruit and maybe something else. Maybe some greens because I like to throw spinach in them. And then I build my meal plan around that. So I kind of know, and I've briefly touched on the portion control containers. We gave those away as a prize. That nutrition plan is really how I know what I'm going to eat every day. So I know that I need to get, 4 veggies in and 4 proteins and 2 fruits and 3 carbs or whatever it is. It's different for everybody. So I don't want to confuse people with that. But that's how I start with my dinners, my Shakeology, and then I build around that, and then that goes into the more detailed meal plan, which I keep handy and I can refer to throughout the week. I recommend to people, to hang it up on your fridge so it's always visible. But one of the things that I wanted to show you guys is this thing right here. I'm going to take it down because it's probably dark over here. But I keep this up on my fridge, and I got this at Target, and my sister-in-law, actually, I saw it at her house a couple of years ago, and I was like, oh, where'd you get that? Got it at Target, and I apologize if it's backwards. But this is how I plan my dinners. So you can see this week I kind of have it easy. I posted about this last night because I'm going away this weekend. But my husband and my daughter will have plenty of leftovers for the weekend. They'll probably go out to eat one night. So, but they'll be taken care of. But I like to try to keep things, pretty simple throughout the week, as much as possible. But this little planner is really how I start my planning off on Thursdays when I'm doing that meal planning. I decide my dinners, and then actually for this week, I wanted to, because I was keeping it simple, I really didn't need to grab anything from the store for dinner. So I don't even have any groceries checked off, but you can see you can like check off the little groceries over on the side too. So what to get for each of those meals, what you're missing. And then I have an app on my phone where I transfer that all into, so when I go to the store, I know what I'm going for. The other thing that planning helps with is you're not being wasteful with food. So by planning, I know what I have in my fridge and what I need to use up. So I know that I have this chicken broth that I need to use up before that goes bad. I have, and I'm going to be using that today. I'm trying to think, I have some diced tomatoes in here that I need to use up. This is coconut milk. I won't be using that. But I have other things like leftovers that I know I can use as accompaniments, or however you say that word, to the dinners that I'm making. So I might have the main dish, but then maybe I have some of that cauliflower and sweet potato rice that's left over from last week, and I can throw that in on the side. So that's the importance. That's where it helps me with planning, is I always know what I have. I actually keep an inventory of all of my food too, which I know sounds crazy, but it's very, very helpful, so that again, I don't have to dig through my pantry. We have food in our pantry. We have God, I don't even want to show you guys this, but it's a work in progress. But I mean, I don't want to have to like always dig back behind things to know like what I have. So I have another app on my phone where I keep all of my food inventory in, and I keep like expiration dates in there too, so that I know when things are going to be going bad and I really need to use them. At this point, we buy a lot more fresh and unprocessed food anyway, so I know that I have to use things up a little bit more quickly, unless of course it's meat and it's in the freezer. But keeping an inventory of our food really helps me with planning, because again, I know like what's in my fridge I need to use up, I know what's in the pantry, all that kind of stuff. And then again, I build around that, and that just really helps. So I'm trying to think what else I wanted to share with you guys. So today I am going to be posting, again, we're not talking about the meal planning part of it. We're not digging into that so much this group, but because it's so important to the process of prepping, I'm going to share with you guys a couple of templates that you can use for creating a meal plan, the specific meal plan where you're planning out all of your dinners, your lunches, your breakfasts, your snacks too. So I'll share a couple of templates that I've used. They also have, and I mean, this is something that's, you could try it for free, and you guys can reach out to me separately if you would want to, or if you'd be interested in it. But as you know, I mean, I'm big on Beachbody, and I use a ton of their tools. And I have a club membership, which you can actually try free for 30 days. And they have a personalized meal planner on there. So when you go to their website, you can put in all of your like dietary preferences or restrictions, whatever. It's basically, it gives you a customized, personalized meal plan. It'll spit out a whole meal plan for you for your entire week, and it'll give you recipes from their blog. Some things are just like simple, like an apple for a snack, but it'll generate that for you. And then if you don't like something in there, you can customize it further. So you can say, oh, you know what, I'm going to delete this thing, and you can replace it with something else. Or maybe you'd have leftovers from one day, so you'd put leftovers in there. So it's really, really nice. So that's just another, the meal planning part of it is what has to happen first in order for you to be able to prep on the weekends and then stay on track throughout the week. So I just wanted to throw that out there because, again, you can try that for 30 days for free if anybody would be interested in doing that. And then as far as like me finding recipes to make, I mean, I am a huge fan of Pinterest. I pretty much use Pinterest for all of my recipes for the most part. I mean, I have some cookbooks that I follow. I actually really like the Whole30 cookbook. And what I do on Pinterest though is I have a board. I have them organized into different categories, and then if I make something and we really like it, then I have another board called Make Again, and I throw it in there. And if I made any modifications to the recipe, because you can really, like, you can find a recipe that's not maybe necessarily as healthy, and you can clean it up. I mean, you can always clean a recipe up for the most part. If I made any modifications to it though, I'll add a comment to it when I save the pin, and then I'll put it in that Make Again, on that Make Again board, and then I have everything there. I know like what I did to change it, so I can remember that the next time when I make it, because I'm not going to remember it myself. What else? So Pinterest for recipes, and even if you're not a big fan of Pinterest, there's most of the blogs that I follow on there. So that's another thing that I'll put out there today is the top kind of blogs that I follow for recipes. I'll give you guys some of those so you can check those out. But most of them you can also follow on Facebook. You can follow on Instagram. So whatever your kind of like top social media place is, if Pinterest isn't, what you like to use, then you can follow them elsewhere too. Another thing that I do is when I'm planning, I am looking through ads for shopping to make sure that I can go to the right place or places that week. I mean, I refuse to go to more than 2 places in 1 week. I typically only go to one. Aldi's is my top. So I know for local people that I know here in Pittsburgh, we have a slew of Aldi's that we can go to, or Aldi, I guess it's called. I think they're in most places now, though. I mean, I save so much money. I get such good produce there, good organic stuff that, that you pay an arm and a leg for somewhere else. But I go through the ads in advance. That's part of that 1 hour of meal planning. There's an app that you can download on your phone. It's called Flip, FLIPP, and you can mark different stores as your favorites, and then you can access all of the ads online from there. So it's really cool, and that's like a quick, easy way for me to go through and see what's on sale at different places, and then I can decide, where I'm going to go. Now, Aldi's doesn't do as many like sales per se, but they do have some things, but they're kind of like my fallback if there's not great sales somewhere else. And then I am a coupon clipper too, so I save a ton of money in coupons. That's how I afford to really eat healthy on a consistent basis, by shopping for sales, going through those coupons in the Sunday paper. There's, Giant Eagle has an app, and Giant Eagle is, again, a local chain, but I'm sure it's the same with other local places. For those of you who don't live in this area, they have e-coupons that you can clip, and they automatically get applied to your bill as long as you just clip them in the app. So when you go to Giant Eagle or whatever store, and you give them your card, Giant Eagle has the Advantage card, they'll automatically take that coupon off, that e-coupon off. So that's another thing. It's about planning. And Whole Foods is one of my favorites. I love going there. It's a little bit more of a treat for us. But but they have the same thing. They have little e-coupons that you can just give them your phone at the store, and they'll take the money off right at the checkout. And in addition to, the paper coupons that we clip. There's, things like, there's other apps that I'm sure some of you guys have heard of. There's Checkout 51. That's the one that I use quite a bit. Again, it's just an app, and you can scroll through and you can see, like, what kind of rebates they have. I mean, I saved like $6 on my bill last week, just for, scrolling through there. It takes you a few minutes, and you get that money back just by scanning your receipt afterwards. And it's usually back within like a day at the most. And then what happens is once you get to, I think it's $20, they'll mail you a check. And then there's Ibotta, IBOTTA. They do more than just groceries. They do other things too, like restaurants and things like that. But that's another way to get money back. So just some little tips, some things that we do to as part of the planning process and overall to save money. Because, healthy eating, yes, if you're just going and you're just buying anything and you're not really putting any thought into it up front, then yeah, I mean, you're going to spend a lot of money because, there's no rhyme or reason to what you're buying. Okay, I want apples this week, so I'm going to pay, $6 a pound for these good organic apples. No. You don't want to do that. You have to plan around what's available to you for that week. See what's in your fridge, see what you need. If you really want to make this chicken dish in the crock pot that you've been waiting to make, and you don't have any chicken, and chicken's not on sale this week, don't make it this week. Wait till the following week. I really, stuff's too expensive, so I really don't buy it unless it's on sale. And then when it's on sale, I tend to stock up a little bit too. So that's just another thing that I like to do. Let me see if there's anything else that I wanted to talk to you guys about this time. I think that's it for now. I just kind of wanted to give like an intro, and just a little bit about me for those of you who don't know me as well, or for if you're newer to this group. I started on my journey to living a healthier lifestyle about 2 years ago, and it has been it's been a lifesaver for me. My family, we have diabetes and heart disease that runs on my mom's and my dad's side. And, I turned 40 this past year, and I said, you know what? Well, it was the year before that I started, but I was approaching 40, and I was just so sick of being unhealthy. I was sick of having no energy. I was sick of having, little confidence in myself because I didn't like what was looking back at me in the mirror. And, that feeling of happiness and confidence in yourself, that starts on the inside. But you have to make the changes. You have to make the changes in order to feel that. And then as that confidence starts to build on the inside, then you start to feel more confident on the outside. And I just know how amazing of a journey this has been for me, and how great it's made me feel, and how much more confident. And so I look at these groups, whether it's this free group or if you join a challenge group with us, where it's more structured. I look at this as, it's my way of paying it forward, because of what it's done for me and what I know it can do for you too. So I hope that you guys enjoy this week of meal prep. I saw all the comments, and I know that you guys are really looking at budget friendly and stuff that's quick and easy. And I will definitely be giving some of those recipes and some of those blogs, but I just we're going to be focused on the prepping part of it. But the prepping and the planning and the prepping is what helps you to, save money and stay on track and have more time throughout the week. I know that we all have super busy lives, and we want to be able to spend as much time with our families as possible throughout the week, especially because that's when everything is so time crunched. You have school and you have work, and activities. And so the quicker that dinner can be put on the table, or, snacks can be grabbed out of the fridge, the more time that you have to spend with family. And just a little bit of that planning on the weekend is what can help. So that's what we're going to be really focusing and honing in on. So if you guys have any questions or any comments, please post them in the comments below this video, and I will be back throughout the day to share some of those things that I talked about, okay? All right, guys, have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.